Hi, I'm Dr. John DeMartini, and you are listening to Empowered Living.
Hi, this is Mark Hope.
Hi, this is Dr. Maraboli.
Hi, this is Dr. John Gray, author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Hi, this is Joan Borisenko. I'm author of Your Soul's Compass.
Hi, this is Stephen Mitchell.
And Byron Katie.
Hi, this is Dr. Richard Moss, author of The Mandala of Being.
Hi, this is James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy.
Hi, this is Dan Millman, author of Way of the Peaceful Warrior.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Pat Basili, the host of The Dr. Pat Show. I want to welcome you to a show that will change your life. Steve Maraboli, a very, very dear friend of mine, has been helping people take their lives to the next level. He is one of the most fabulous people to help each and every one of us understand the depth and the breadth of who we are. I am so grateful that he is my friend and helps me when I'm stuck.
Hi, this is Greg Braden, and you're listening to Empowered Living with Steve Maraboli.
A Better Today welcomes you to Empowered Living, Life, the Truth, and Being Free with host, speaker, writer, and personal coach Steve Maraboli. In the next hour, Steve and his expert guests take you on a quest for truth and highlight philosophies and strategies that help you release to your greatest self. It's time to focus on your potential instead of your limitations. Here's your host, Steve Maraboli.
Welcome. You're listening to Empowered Living, Life, the Truth, and Being Free. I'm your host, Steve Maraboli. As always, listeners are welcome to call in if you'd like to talk about success, empowerment, religion, business, or just life in general. Feel free to call in and participate. The number is toll-free, 866-472-5788. That's 866-472-5788. You could also reach us through instant feedback at AOL Instant Messenger. The screen name is ABT Radio Show. That's ABT Radio Show. And again, that's on AOL Instant Messenger. I want to welcome all new and returning listeners. Wow, I mean, the numbers for this show are staggering. I mean, even I was just listening to the intro of the show and just hearing some of the guests we've had on and knowing some of the shows that we've had, little mini seminars I've done here. And what an amazing year it's been. Of course, we're reaching the end of 2007. It's been an amazing year, and the numbers of people who listen to the show is absolutely mind-boggling from all across the world. Every week, new listeners, friends telling friends. I call it the A Better Today community of just people getting together and finally seeking something that's helpful. And it's not helpful for $49.95, and it's not helpful for 10 easy installments of $29.95. It's helpful and it's free. You listen, you participate, you download, you pass along the CDs, and now, of course, we were invited to be on Apple iTunes as a free podcast, and the subscriptions to the podcast are staggering. How many subscriptions we've had in just a little while, a couple of weeks, really, and I want to welcome all the new listeners, all the returning listeners. I want to thank everybody who's been spreading the word about this show. People hear the show all across the globe. And as this show continues to evolve, as it continues to grow, it's gained the respect, as you heard in the beginning of the show, of some of the most prominent voices in the field of spirituality, empowerment, and the human potential. The show has really become a meeting place for today's great thinkers, and it's what I had planned it to become. I knew that starting this show that I would get like-minded people on this show to share, to participate, to really this self-help industry has become a very commercial industry, and I understand business. Believe me, I understand business, but it's been great to have this show, and there's no other show you could go and you could listen to Neil Donald Walsh talk for an hour, or James Redfield, or today's guest will be joining us shortly, Sonia Choquette. You can't get shows like that. We've had Don Miguel Ruiz on, and just come and talk for an hour, and starting next year, in a couple of weeks actually, our show goes to 2 hours. Well, that extra hour will give us some time to be able to take some phone calls and get the audience to really participate in this celebration of life, of the celebration of empowerment that is this radio show. So again, thank you all for listening. This week, we're going to have another great guest, best-selling, internationally published author, revolutionary psychic healer, spiritual teacher Sonia Choquette will be joining us shortly to help guide our listeners past self-sabotaging patterns and life obstacles and on to success in all their goals. You won't want to miss this show. Sonia will be with us shortly. I had mentioned the A Better Today community earlier. I want to say hello to the A Better Today community. This community is growing every single day, and they're making themselves known. They're participating in their communities, where there's a community in the United States, in Europe, in Africa, South America. There are A Better Today members and little A Better Today communities everywhere, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this great community of people who really want to make a change and are letting their actions speak of that change. People across the globe have decided to break free from the shackles of the victim mentality and are taking actions on making this world a better place, the way it was intended to be. And for those of you who are wondering what the A Better Today community is, we're a worldwide community of individuals that are simply dedicated to making a change, one day at a time. Members include people of all walks of life, genders, races, from countries across the globe, and in all socioeconomic conditions. There's no membership fee. Doesn't cost any money. There's no place to sign up. Just decide in your heart to make a difference. And if you have decided to make a difference, start today. Remember, it doesn't take a huge thing to make a difference. What's going to change things is going to be small actions of individuals. Look through your history books. Listen to history. Look at the people who have changed this world, whether for good or for bad. It's been individuals or small groups of individuals and their actions. So understand, if you're ready to make a difference, if you're done just talking about change and you're ready to actually be the change like Gandhi said, remember the power of one. One kind gesture, one person at a time, one day at a time. Do something today that will make a difference for someone around you. It's that simple. The simplest gesture of kindness can have a tremendous effect on someone's life. Choose to make an impact today. It's time to stop just talking about change. Today's a new day. Let's take action. And if you're a member of the community and want to let us know who you are, send us a message or visit our MySpace page. All the information you hear on the show, as well as company information, you can find on abettertoday.com or stevemaraboli.com. I want to get to the show because we have a great guest. Sonia Choquette is an extraordinary spiritual teacher, intuitive guide, masterful catalyst who helps people free themselves from the restrictions and fear of the ego and guides them through the portals to joy, wholeness, and personal empowerment in every area of their life. A best-selling author, Sonia has written 10 books that have been published in over 30 countries and has been a personal intuitive advisor to such New Age leaders as Louise Hay, Julia Cameron, Caroline Mace, and Dr. Wayne Dyer. Sonia is here today to help our listeners instantly transform their vibration from a 5-sensory paradigm of limitation and fear to a 6-sensory paradigm of creative possibility and personal power. I'm honored to have Sonia on the show. She's the real deal, folks. Sonia Choquette, welcome to the program.
Hi, Steve. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you making it. It's a beautiful time to be alive, Sonia.
It is. I agree. In fact, it's never been a better time in the world.